What if everything you know about getting older isn't true? What if the stiffness, tiredness, and health problems that doctors say are normal parts of getting older can be avoided? Even though I'm 94 years old, I don't take any medications. I'm still independent, and my body shows signs of being 30 years younger. When I went in for my regular checkup 2 years ago, my test results showed that I had the health of someone in their 60s. This shocked my doctor. When he asked me what my secret was, I told him the 5 easy things I do every morning and have done for decades. These aren't hard-to-understand medical procedures or pricey treatments. They're just simple habits that work with your body's natural rhythms, and anyone can start doing them tomorrow. While friends half my age have trouble taking their daily medications and need help with simple jobs, I continue to live completely on my own. What shocked you the most? The third habit only takes 4 minutes every morning, but 92% of older adults don't do it at all. They missed the most important chance to keep their brains working well and staying sharp because of this one mistake. Because the damage isn't obvious at first glance, a lot of people don't pay attention to it until it's too late. Not only will these 5 habits make you feel better, but they will also help you stay independent, keep your pride, and make sure that your later years are full of health instead of decline. What you do in the first hour after you wake up can make all the difference between growing well and having a hard time every day. Strategically drinking water in the morning is the key to keeping cells healthy. About 1 liter of water is lost from your body every night while you sleep through breathing and sweating. Still, when most seniors wake up, they reach for coffee, tea, or other drinks that make them even more dehydrated. This mistake, which seems harmless at first, sets off a chain of problems that affect everything from brain function to joint mobility. You can avoid this mistake totally with a simple 30-second morning ritual. There is a strong and scientifically proven link between being dehydrated in the morning and aging faster. A study from Johns Hopkins Medicine found that in people over 65, even mild dehydration lowers brain function by 27% and raises inflammation markers by 31%. It's not just about being thirsty, it's about your body's basic ability to work at its best. When you wake up dehydrated, you're basically hurting every system in your body. Take Eleanor, an 82-year-old woman who has had headaches and dizziness every day for years. Her doctors gave her different treatments and medicines, but none of them helped in the long term. The big step forward came when she realized that her symptoms were caused by being chronically dehydrated in the morning. Within a few weeks of drinking enough water in the morning, her headaches went away, her energy level rose, and her general quality of life changed a lot. Dehydration in the morning has effects on the body that go far beyond just being uncomfortable. The synovial fluid in your joints gets thicker and less fluid when you're thirsty. This makes it harder for your joints to move and wear down over time. This is a direct cause of the stiffness that many adults just accept as a part of getting older. At the same time, your brain cells need to stay properly hydrated to keep their ability to conduct electricity and get rid of the cellular waste that builds up while you sleep. If you don't drink enough water in the morning, these harmful effects stay in brain tissue longer. This makes it easier for people to have mental fog in the morning and may speed up long-term cognitive decline. The answer is surprisingly easy, but the right time and way to do it are very important for getting the best results. Every night before bed, put a little natural salt in a 16-ounce glass of water that is at room temperature. Put it on your desk, so when you wake up, it's the first thing you see. Before you drink coffee, tea, or food, drink this whole glass as soon as you wake up. It's important that the water is room temperature because your body can absorb it faster than cold water. The small amount of salt also helps cells receive the water through a process called osmotic balance. It's not about drinking more water during the day, even though that's a good idea. The specific benefit comes from breaking up your sleep dehydration, right before you add anything else that could make it harder to stay hydrated. If you don't like plain water in the morning, you can add a squeeze of fresh lemon. But stay away from any sugar or other ingredients that could cause insulin responses and mess up your metabolism in the morning. This habit has effects that happen right away and over time. Within a few days, most people notice that their stiff joints are less painful and their minds are clearer. As the body's water level returns to normal, the benefits usually show up within a few weeks. These can include better digestion, more stable energy levels, and even more elastic skin. I've stuck to this habit for almost 20 years, and when I started it at age 75, it changed the way I felt in the morning. Your cells need water right now. Don't let another morning go by without giving them what they need so badly. Sunshine that is timed to their body's internal clock. Resetting your internal clock. Your body has a complex biological clock system that controls everything from making hormones to keeping your immune system healthy. Missing one important morning window can throw this system totally off. The Center for Sleep Sciences at Stanford University has proven that older people can reset their circadian rhythms and make 42% more serotonin by spending just 10 to 15 minutes in the sun in the morning. But a study from the University of Colorado found that missing this important window of morning sunlight raises the risk of depression by 69% and messes up sleep habits in just a few days. This is both interesting and useful from a scientific point of view. Early morning sunshine has certain wavelengths that activate melanopsin receptors, which are special receptors in your retina. Then, these sensors send messages to the hypothalamus, which is home to your brain's master clock. This sets off dozens of biological processes. This exact timing of light exposure affects over 150 bodily functions that affect how well you feel and function throughout the day. These functions include hormone production, body temperature control, digestive enzyme release, and more. The elderly 78-year-old man named Robert had been taking medicine for years to help him sleep. It looked like his answer was easy. He went for walks every day to get exercise and fresh air. He was taking these walks in the afternoon, though, and didn't know that light in the morning has very different effects on the body than light in the afternoon. He was able to stop taking his sleep aid completely when he moved his walks to the morning within 30 minutes of getting up. His change shows that the time of an action can be more important than the action itself. Because you don't get enough morning light, your brain keeps making melatonin longer than it should. This leads to bad sleep, more inflammation, and faster aging. This bothers you in a lot of different ways, not just your sleep. Your circadian cycle affects how well your immune system works, how well your blood pressure stays normal, and even how well your body breaks down nutrients from food. Researchers from Northwestern University have found that seniors whose circadian rhythms aren't stable lose muscle and lose their minds more quickly than seniors whose rhythms are stable. Getting into this habit is easy, but you need to be consistent and use the right method. Get outside as soon as you wake up and spend 10 to 15 minutes in the morning light, even if it's cloudy. Many people forget the most important thing. If you can help it, don't wear glasses, sunglasses, or contacts during this exposure. This is because glass and plastic block out some of the light bands that your body needs to reset its clock. The light has to get into your eyes for it to work. Just being exposed to it on your face won't change your internal clock. In the event that the weather makes it impossible to be outside, sitting near a window can help, though it's not nearly as helpful as direct sunlight. For people who live in very northern areas where winter sunlight is scarce, a medical-grade light treatment box made just for circadian regulation can help. However, natural light is still best when it's available. This habit has benefits that build over time, making your sleep-wake cycles more stable, which is good for everything. Your health after a week of regular morning light exposure. Most older people say they can fall asleep and wake up feeling better. As people's internal clocks stabilize, their happiness, energy, and digestive health often get better within a month. Your body's internal clock is ready for the light to show up in the morning. Make sure you don't miss this very important time. The 4-minute cognitive priming routine keeps your mind sharp. Every morning, your brain loses about 30,000 neural links. If you don't do anything to stop this, it will happen. This isn't a lie or an attempt to scare people. It's based on solid neuroscience study into how the brain changes as adults age. The amazing finding is that a simple 4-minute routine in the morning can not only stop this loss, but also turn it around. Still, 92% of seniors don't take advantage of this chance at all, missing the single most important chance to keep their minds sharp. Harvard Medical School neuroscientists have found that cognitive priming tasks done right after waking up boost neuroplasticity by 37% and make executive function better all day. Starting your day early in the morning is the best time to train your brain because your neural networks are at their most flexible as you move from sleep to waking. High levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which is sometimes called miracle grow for brain cells, make us more adaptable. These levels peak right after we wake up and slowly drop throughout the day. Margaret, a woman who is 86 years old, showed how powerful this principle is while she was healing from hip surgery. During her recovery, she had to put off her physical therapy, but she kept up with her morning cognitive routine, even though this is a high-risk time for cognitive decline that often comes with major surgery and less exercise in seniors. Her mental abilities stayed sharp and even got better while she was healing. From her own experience, we can see that cognitive tasks can help keep the brain working even when things are hard physically. According to ongoing studies from the National Institute on Aging, not activating your brain in the morning causes damage that builds over time and speeds up cognitive decline. It also raises your risk of dementia by 29%. You have a very important chance every morning to either positively activate your brain's plasticity mechanisms or negatively engage them through passive tasks that don't promote neural growth. This damage is sneaky because it's not obvious at first. That's why so many seniors don't change this habit until they notice changes in their thinking, by which time they've already lost a lot of brain connections. The answer is the 4-to-4 morning challenge. Solve one simple math problem, recall one detailed memory, learn 4 new words, and visualize your. All in all, this exact combination activates multiple brain regions at the same time, causing what neuroscientists call cross-connectivity that makes the brain stronger overall. The math problem uses your logical reasoning centers, and remembering things strengthens networks in your hippocampi that are important for storing knowledge. Learning new words strengthens language centers in your brain, and picturing things helps the planning and decision-making parts of your prefrontal cortex work. The exact 4-minute time frame comes from studies that show short, intense cognitive engagement works better than longer passive tasks. To make this work, get your things ready the night before. This could include a math problem from a book or an app, a memory prompt like, remember your 30th birthday in great detail, 4 new words with their meanings, and an easy visualization exercise where you picture yourself doing the things you have planned for the day. This habit protects your brain in 2 ways, right away and over time. Within hours, practitioners report having clearer thoughts and better ability to make decisions. Within a few weeks, regular volunteers say they can remember words better and have more faith in their brain power. Within a few months, the habit makes a noticeable difference in cognitive reserve, which is the brain's ability to make up for changes that come with getting older or small injuries. I've been doing this since I was 70 years old, and I think it's a big reason why I'm still mentally sharp at 94. The choices you make each morning shape or weaken the neural connections in your brain. Make sure you improve them tomorrow. Strategic. Mobility sequence. Movement that heals instead of harms. Most seniors hurt their freedom by following out-of-date advice to work out in the morning, which makes joint damage worse in people over 70. Traditional stretching exercises were made for bodies that were younger, and they can hurt joints and tissues that are getting older. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, doing the wrong movements in the morning makes inflammation 31% worse, but a specific 7-minute mobility routine cuts pain and stiffness by 44% in just 2 weeks. This big difference happens because, as connective tissue ages, it needs a completely different way of moving that takes into account its new biological features. Collagen fibers become less hydrated and more cross-linked after age 70. This means they need gentle progressive warming instead of the intense stretching that is often suggested in fitness magazines and videos for younger people. The common advice to stretch it out can actually hurt older people more, making the joint problems you're trying to avoid happen faster. Thomas, a guy who is 85 years old, is a great example of this idea. He had been stretching every day since he was in his 50s, but he didn't know that it was helping him move around better. His increasing need for a walker declined when he replaced his harmful morning routine with the strategic order I'll describe. He was able to stop needing the walker and become functionally independent again. His change shows how the right moves can bring back function and the wrong ones can speed up decline. For older people, simple morning stretches like touching your toes and rolling your neck cause a lot of small damage. Deep forward bends put too much stress on spinal discs that have already lost water due to getting older, and quick neck movements can make it harder for blood to flow through lumbar arteries that are usually narrower in older people. When you first wake up in the morning, before your tissues have hit their best working temperature, even movements that seem harmless, like sitting twists, can put dangerous shearing forces on your spinal facet joints. The answer is to do the inside-out mobility routine before breakfast. This includes gentle shoulder rotations, seated marching, doorway chest expansions, supported squats, and ankle circles. This order follows a healthy path that first raises the body's core temperature and sends more blood to the major muscle groups before making the joints move in new ways. The order is very important because it takes into account how bodies that are getting older need to wake up slowly and steadily. Start by rotating your shoulders while sitting down. Keep your arms at your sides and make small rounds that get bigger over 30 seconds. This gets the blood flowing in the upper body without putting too much stress on the shoulder joints. Next, move on to seated marching. While sitting in a hard chair, lift your knees alternately for 1 minute each time to work your core stabilizers and get more blood flowing to your lower body. To do doorway chest expansions, stand in a doorway with your hands on either side of your shoulders. Then, lean forward slowly for 30 seconds to counteract the forward stance that many seniors get into. Hold on to a counter or a sturdy chair and do supported squats for 1 minute, bending your knees only as far as is safe. This safely wakes up your body's biggest muscles and speeds up your metabolism. To finish, do seated ankle circles by extending one leg and turning each foot clockwise and counterclockwise for 30 seconds on each foot. This will improve circulation and mobility in your lower limbs, which is very important for keeping you from falling. How you move in the 30 minutes after you wake up has a big impact on how healthy your joints are. Within the first few days of using this routine, most seniors notice an instant improvement in their stiffness in the morning. Within 2 weeks, people usually feel better about their posture, have less pain while doing daily tasks, and have more confidence in their ability to move. Many people say that after a month of regular practice, they can do things that used to be painful with a lot less pain, like getting in and out of a car. This mobility sequence, reaching for things that are higher than me, has been the basis of my physical freedom since I was in my late 80s. It lets me keep doing things around the house that many of my peers have given up on for good. Protein timing is an important part of a diet plan that helps keep muscles healthy. It doesn't matter how much protein you eat during the rest of the day, the breakfast you eat tomorrow will either keep your muscle mass or speed its loss by 23%. This finding from a study released in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition goes against common nutrition advice that focuses on total daily amounts instead of planning when to eat certain foods. It's true that when you eat, protein is just as important as how much you eat. This is especially true for people over 70. Researchers at Tufts University's Human Nutrition Center on Aging have found that when seniors eat protein, not just how much affects whether they keep their muscle mass or lose it quickly. Scientists call the change your body goes through after age 60 anabolic resistance. This means you need to eat more protein and eat it at more precise times to keep your muscles strong. Most seniors eat the most protein at dinner, when their bodies are already less able to make new muscle, and the most carbs for breakfast, when their bodies are most able to make new muscle. The 91-year-old woman Barbara is a powerful example of this concept at work. Even though she thought she was eating well, her strength had been going down and she was becoming more fragile over the past 2 years. She changed when and how she ate protein, and that changes everything. She usually has toast, fruit, and coffee for breakfast, which is a popular habit that doesn't do much for muscles that are getting older. Within months of starting to eat the right amount of protein at the right time, she stopped losing strength and got back abilities she thought were lost forever. The normal breakfast for seniors causes dangerous changes in blood sugar that make inflammation worse, speed up muscle loss, and make it harder to think and remember things all day. When you start your day with foods that are high in carbohydrates, your body releases insulin, which stops it from burning fat for a few hours. Even worse, it doesn't give you the important amino acids you need in the morning, when your muscle cells are most open to growth signals. The anabolic window, the time when muscles are ready for protein production, gets smaller with each passing decade, making this missed chance even more costly for seniors. Your body gets pickier about when it will respond to protein, so if you want to keep your muscles, you have to eat protein in the morning. Missing this window doesn't just mean you're not growing muscle. It means you're losing it faster than usual. To fix it, you should eat at. It is important to eat at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of finishing your morning movement routine. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein shake with collagen added should be your first choices. According to study, seniors need around 30 grams of high-quality protein in a single meal to get past the anabolic resistance that comes with getting older and start muscle protein synthesis. Smaller doses spread out during the day work much less well than this focused dose in the morning. The time after your mobility process is planned and based on science. Light exercise brings more blood to muscles and gets them ready to use protein more effectively. In real life, this could mean 2 eggs with cottage cheese, Greek yogurt with protein powder added, or a shake with whey or plant protein and collagen, which contains amino acids that are good for your skin and joints. It's important not to eat this protein with high glycemic carbs like white bread or sweet fruits, as they can cancel out the muscle-preserving benefits. Every morning, your body's anabolic window opens up again. Don't miss tomorrow's chance to fix cells and keep your muscles in good shape. Using this protein timing protocol has effects that happen right away and over time. Within a few days, a lot of seniors say they have more energy in the morning and can control their hunger better. Most people notice improvements in their grip strength and less fatigue during daily tasks within a few weeks. After 3 months, the study shows that people who didn't change their breakfast habits saw their lean muscle mass stay the same or even go up, while those who did change their breakfast habits saw it steadily go down. Since I was in my mid-80s, I have religiously followed this protein timing routine, and I credit it a lot for keeping my functional strength much higher than most of my peers. You don't need to follow any difficult health secrets or spend a lot of money to age well. All you need are simple biological adjustments that respect your body's natural rhythms and work with, not against, the aging process. At 94 years old, I've kept my freedom not by doing anything special, but by sticking to normal habits. At any age, your body can be amazingly resilient as long as you give it the right things at the right times. The morning is the best time to improve your biological health because it sets the tone for the rest of the day and, eventually, the quality of your aging experience. You have a new chance every morning to either help your body's natural healing and repair processes or hurt them by accident. The decision you make tomorrow morning will either add to your long-term health or to the slow decline that too many people just accept as normal. These habits are powerful not because they are hard to break, but because they are always the same. Small actions based on science that are done consistently and on a regular basis can lead to big changes over time. These first few minutes of every day can make all the difference between aging with grace and freedom and struggling through your declining years. Yourself in the future will depend on the choices you make tomorrow. Which of these habits are you going to start right away? Your path to a great old age starts with the next morning.